Hey, Kimberly.
Oh, hey, how are you today? I like the color you put on the spike. That looks good. What's up?
Well, I got that car about 2 months ago. I just pulled the paperwork out to go over it.
Yeah?
Well, I signed a 5-year maintenance plan for $2,200.
What? That doesn't make any sense. I thought you leased that vehicle for 3 years, right?
Yeah, I did.
And you drive, 10,000 miles a year?
Yeah, I only want to keep the car for 3 years.
Hang on a second. And your make and model comes with a 3-year complimentary maintenance plan from the manufacturer.
Oh,
So
I'm already covered then.
let's take a look at that cancellation clause. Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly and welcome to Auto Finance Sense, where I help you make sense of the dealership finance office the next time you buy a car. Let's get started. Today we're going to go over maintenance plans. Do you need one? I don't know. But by the end of this video, hopefully you'll have enough information to make that decision. I'm going to go over 3 different types of maintenance plans, what questions to ask, and how they work. Now, first and foremost, people get maintenance plans and vehicle service contracts confused all the time. They are 2 different animals. And I think it's because when you hear the term vehicle service contract, you think service, you think oil changes at the dealership. But that's not what a vehicle service contract is. That is also known incorrectly as an extended warranty. A warranty is something that comes from the manufacturer on a product. So when you buy a brand new car, it comes with a limited warranty from the manufacturer. Just like if you were to buy a new washer dryer or a new refrigerator, they will come with a warranty. What is optional for you to purchase in addition to would be a vehicle service contract, aka extended warranty. Vehicle service contracts do not cover maintenance. Maintenance plans cover maintenance. What is maintenance? Chassis, filters, lubes, oil changes, tire rotations, fluids, all the things that are outlined in your owner's manual to keep the car running properly. Now, I know that this is going to sound crazy to a lot of people out there, but over my years, I have lost count as to how many people I've seen standing in the dealership service lane in tears saying, "I didn't know I had to do maintenance," and they get hit with a gigantic bill because of it. So make sure you follow the guidelines in your owner's manual. When you buy a vehicle at a dealership, your salesperson should go over your maintenance schedule with you and do a walkthrough of the service department. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want everybody to understand that I am not a mechanic. I never have been. Now, for me personally, I like maintenance plans. I don't have my dad around or family members to do that for me. I also have that peace of mind of knowing that the technicians in the service department know my car best, and I feel at ease having them do it at the dealership. Of course, not all dealerships are the same, as we know. Okay, let's go over 3 different types of maintenance plans, and I like to break them down like this first. Number 1 being manufacturer-backed. Number 2 would be other dealership administrator-backed. And number 3 would be directly through the dealership or dealer-backed. So, number 1, manufacturer-backed is self-explanatory. It's going to be through the manufacturer. So for example, if you bought a brand new Subaru, you might be offered a Subaru maintenance plan. Or if you bought a brand new BMW, I know BMW has different levels of their maintenance plan, and that's what you might be offered. But here's the thing, not every manufacturer dealership contracts with the manufacturer to sell their products in the finance office. You might be buying a brand new vehicle and expecting to be offered products through the manufacturer, but that dealership may have contracted with a different administrator to sell their products in the dealership finance office. And when it comes to the maintenance plan, it might not be your manufacturer maintenance plan. It might be through a different dealership administrator. That's not a bad thing, but it's something that you want to pay attention to. Which leads to number 2, other dealership administrator. So there are administrators out there that will only contract with dealerships to sell their products in the dealership finance office. And that's why you might be offered products that are not through the manufacturer themselves. I've talked to people who years later have gone back through their paperwork to find that their maintenance plan was through a different dealership administrator, all the while thinking that it was through their manufacturer, when indeed it was not. And number 3 is a maintenance plan that might be offered to you that is backed by the dealership only. I'm going to show you an example of this here in a minute. A dealership maintenance plan will always have a tieback, meaning they want you to come back to get your maintenance done only at that dealership. Which leads me to the questions that you want to ask when it comes to the maintenance plan to help decide if this is good for you or not. The very first thing you want to do is either walk through the dealership service department or give them a call and find out how much each service costs. A tool that I like to use is over at caredge.com, and I'm going to leave the link below, not sponsored. They have a tool that you can use to check out car maintenance costs by brand. You simply plug in your make, model, and your expected annual mileage, and it brings up a really nice chart. Link will be in the description below. All right, moving into the finance office, when you're offered the maintenance plan, what's the first thing you're going to ask? I know you guys know this. What is the actual price of this plan? It's nice that you show it to me in my payment, but I want to know what the actual cost of this maintenance plan is. And once you find out how much the finance manager is trying to sell it to you for, you ask, does this maintenance plan include the big major services that are very expensive? Typically they're at maybe $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 and or $50,000. Or is this maintenance plan a very basic maintenance plan where it's just oil changes and tire rotations? You want to ask, where can I go with this maintenance plan? Can I go to any dealership that I want to go to across the country? Or does this maintenance plan have a tieback where I have to come back to this dealership for all my services? With the manufacturer-backed maintenance plan, you should be able to go to any dealership across the country that you want to. If it is an other dealership administrator maintenance plan, well, that depends on what the dealership contracted with that administrator. Maybe it has a tieback, but you're going to find that out. And if it is a dealership-backed maintenance plan, meaning you can only come back to that dealership, find out if there are any additional perks. Like this one, for example, that says I would get a $300 trade-in bonus. So if I brought my car back in the future to trade it in specifically at that dealership, they would give me an additional $300 on top of their offered price. A very important question that you want to ask is, does it have a cancellation clause? Meaning, what if you sell or trade your vehicle before your maintenance plan matures? Can you cancel that? Can you get a prorated refund of that? Is the maintenance plan transferable to the next person? These are things you want to know. Now let's come back around to the price. You're already prepared. You've already found out how much each service is going to cost you out of pocket today. Keeping in mind that maintenance plans are hedging against the price of materials and labor, and there is a convenience factor built into that. Now, figure out if the price of this maintenance plan being offered to you makes sense, or is it insanely overpriced? If you want a maintenance plan, here's where you start negotiating. Bring it down to where it makes sense. Let the finance manager know, I understand how maintenance plans work, but that price does not compute. It needs to come down several $100s. And here's a tip. If the finance manager won't negotiate the price down of the maintenance plan with you, let that finance manager know that you'll be checking around at different manufacturer dealerships for their plans and pricing as well. Another tip is that if you're entertaining someone saying to you, well, our extended warranty also includes maintenance, you know better than that. They're two different products, and somehow those two different products have to break out in price. In my personal opinion, someone that is a high mileage driver probably is not going to benefit much from a maintenance plan. They're going to blow through it really fast. I think maintenance plans are really nice if you get the price of them down to where they make sense. For average mile drivers, 15,000 miles or so a year, to even low mileage drivers. Why? Because even though you're not putting the miles on your vehicle, you still want to have your maintenance done at a regular interval, which is typically 6 months. So negotiate the price down. Okay, let's do a little recap. There are 3 different types of maintenance plans that you could be offered at the dealership. The first one being manufacturer backed. The second one being other or dealership administrator backed. And the third one being directly through the dealership. The questions you want to ask would be, what's the actual price of this plan? Does this plan cover basic maintenance such as oil changes and tire rotations? Or does this plan cover that along with the big expensive services at the higher intervals? And is there a tieback to this maintenance plan? Meaning, can I only get my maintenance done here at this dealership, or can I go anywhere I want? And lastly, is there a cancellation clause? Would I get a prorated refund? And can I transfer any leftover services if I were to sell the car privately? As always, I hope you got a little knowledge out of this and it helps you through the finance office process. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll leave a couple of links in the description box as well. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.